Hi, I'm Gary Worthington, and I'm going to show you how to paint one of my better selling stock designs. Okay, what this is, it's a high contrast portrait of Marilyn Monroe that I digitized. And what I want to do is just kind of stick the stencil down. The stencil's made of 5mm Mylar, and I've sprayed the back of it with Super 77 spray adhesive. And I've folded up most of the edges to avoid overspray. And what I want to do is kind of go in and refold those just a bit. Make sure they're sticking up good. And then on the bottom, where it's not folded, I'm going to go ahead and put a tape line and kind of fold it up. That's going to keep me from getting any overspray around the shirt. Better to do these steps in the beginning than have to try to fix it later. All right. Now what we're going to do here, we're just going to keep this design really simple, and I'm going to run around the edges of the stencil with Wicked Violet. I don't want to fill in the whole area, I just want to go right around the edges. Sometimes you'll see the stencil start to blow up, especially when you're using high pressure. Right now I'm using about 85-90 pounds of pressure. So you do have to pay attention to what you're doing. Again, I'm just going around the edges. These celebrity portraits have become really popular in the last year, and we're doing really well selling stuff like this at our t-shirt shop in Destin, Florida. My partner Eddie Davis and I, we have about 10 of these different things up, and they all sell really well. He also filmed a couple of these videos for Airbrush.tv, so check them out. I purposely didn't paint the lips purple because I want to paint those red. I'm going to pick up Wicked Red and go ahead and spray those in. Now these, I'm going to go ahead and fill in. Now I'm going to take Wicked Fluorescent Pink and spray right over those just to give them a little bit of glow. Now, back into my portrait, I'm going to go ahead and fill in these areas with Wicked Fluorescent Violet. Just go in, fill all these in, making sure you get your saturation up to 100%. You'll notice how well this Wicked Fluorescent Violet's flowing. It does really well, especially at the pressure I'm spraying. I'm using it at full strength right out of the bottle. Okay, now that I'm done with that, I can go ahead and peel my stencil off and see what we got. Go ahead and get that tape out of the way. Okay. You'll notice around the edges I didn't get any overspray because I had those edges folded up. All right. Now I'm going to take Wicked Fluorescent Green and I'm going to do a tight wrap around every shape on this face. The colors that I'm using here today are actually going to play right into the graphic nature of this image and really make it pop. I'm basically just tracing around every shape that we have here, flooding it with fluorescent green. Have fun when you're painting stuff like this and be really creative with your colors. The wildest color combinations that we've come up with have actually been the most popular. Stuff that we weren't even sure about when we did it. There's a lot of rules about color out there, and in this case I think it's good to break them. Now I'm going to switch over to fluorescent yellow, and I'm going to do the same thing, even wider, just blasting it right around these colors. Just blast this color in. And that's it. Now I'm just going to add a name to it using Wicked Violet and call it done. Just a single stroke script name. Going to come back in, really thicken it up. What I'm doing is I'm coming in on the downstrokes and making those a lot thicker. Come back in, I'm going to add a little bit of a drop shadow to the name and send this one out the door. I'm Gary Worthington for Airbrush Action Magazine and Airbrush.tv. Thanks for watching.